Good morning, it's Wednesday, June 12, 2024. Peace is a path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this morning, reflections on country's 25-year-old democracy as President Tinubu gives Democracy Day address today. River State government displays certified true copy of judgment on defected lawmakers as debate lingers. Court nullifies amended section of River State House of Assembly law. And on the foreign scene, Hamas seeks complete halt to war in Gaza proposal response. I'm Ifechu Kumoyoli with the news. We begin the news this Wednesday morning with the reflections of some Nigerians as the country marks 25 years of democracy today. Our correspondent caught with some residents of Port Harcourt as they regretted their struggles with the current rising cost of living. Others express hope for a better Nigeria.
People don't have a say in the policies, the activities of the government, and when they react, the government sees them as anti-democratic. And over time, we've seen successive government run policies, actions that are anti-people. We are still struggling to implement minimum wage for the benefits of people who run the economy, who see the survivability of Nigeria as an entity.
With the current state of things, when you protest, you're being locked up or harassed by any armed force. The way the government is going, I don't think there are any hopes. They say it is renewed hope, but I'm seeing renewed hopelessness.
It may not be sweet, but I believe that in no distant time, Nigeria will be great again.
The crisis amidst of living, among others, insecurity, agitation. See today, our resources is only being held by few individuals.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu will address the nation by 7 a.m. to mark Democracy Day. The address comes amid criticisms. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and his People's Democratic Party (PDP) had in their separate statements issued in Abuja on Tuesday to commemorate Democracy Day blamed President Tinubu for the current economic hardship in the country. Their statement warned that the reaction of hungry people is better imagined. The APC has responded to this. They faulted the criticisms. In the meantime, the Nigeria Police Force has warned against planned demonstrations by certain individuals and groups to hold protests in several parts of the country on Democracy Day. This warning was contained in a statement on Tuesday by the Force Public Relations Officer Muyiwa Adejobi. The force also placed its Zonal Assistant Inspectors General of Police and State Command's Commissioners of Police on red alert, directing that they should collaborate with other security agencies to ensure robust security arrangements are in place to prevent any breakdown of law and order, including strategic deployments to protect key infrastructures and ensure that protest, if any, remains peaceful and lawful. And schools, banks, and public offices will not open today as the federal government declared today as public holiday to mark Democracy Day. As you may know, Democracy Day was initially celebrated on May 29 to mark the end of the military rule and the inauguration of Olusegun Obasanjo as president in 1999. But in 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari officially moved the celebration to June 12 to honor the late Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, the presumed winner of the annulled 1993 presidential election, acknowledging his role and sacrifice in Nigeria's democratic journey. Moving on, as the debate over the implication of the judgment in the case of Hyacinth Amadi versus the defected lawmakers in River State lingers, the River State Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General Dagogo Iboroma on Tuesday displayed the certified true copy of the State High Court ruling during a media briefing. He said the release of the certified true copy of the court ruling has vindicated his earlier position that the court never ruled that Martin Amehule and 26 others are members of the PDP as widely reported.
Position has been confirmed and vindicated by the certified true copy of the court order. In this case, the enforceable orders of the court are that this should be and is hereby dismissed, struck out for want of jurisdiction, that the People's Democratic Party, PDP, be and is hereby joined as the fourth defendant, that the claimant's case and is hereby dismissed for lacking in merit. Contrary to the first claim, the court did not make a declaration that Martin Amewule and 26 others are members of the River State House Assembly and the People's Democratic Party.
The Rivers State Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General, however, cautioned the media against broadcasting or publishing court judgment without legal advice.
By the deliberate misrepresentation, the Honorable Court has been painted in bad light and the public misled and misinformed. Whatever finding of fact that's not included in the court order is an obiter dictum, which has no binding force. I respectfully urge the media to desist from giving any interpretation to any judgment without first reading the judgment and seeking legal advice.
Recall that Justice Okobule Basam of a state high court in Port Harcourt struck out the suit filed by Hyacinth Amadi and 3 others seeking to declare the seat of Martin Amihule and 26 other lawmakers vacant for defecting to the APC in December last year. A correspondent who was in court for the nearly 2-hour-long reading of the judgment reports that Justice Basam in his last sentence read the names of the lawmakers and said that they are still members of the PDP. The judge said a defection cannot be established through newspaper publications, radio announcements, or online publications. He said a defection can only be established through the party membership register, a membership card, and such members fulfilling all requirements of the membership in the party. Still on this, the PDP has declined to speak on the ruling. In an interview with our correspondent, PDP spokesperson Debo Ologunagba said the party would not speak on the matter since the Rivers State Attorney General has reacted. He, however, reiterated that there was no division in the party when the 27 lawmakers announced their defection to the APC.
The Attorney General has spoken. That's response will be adequate for now. He has said clearly that the issue is not even about that issue about local standard. Our position remains what we said before, and I'm sure you've seen my statement in the past and my TV appearances. We have said my adoption of the Constitution, specifically Section 1, is very clear as to when you leave. If you're going to put a position clear, you can leave, but there must be a condition.
In another development, the High Court in Rivers State has nullified Section 3 of the Rivers State House of Assembly Service Commission law. Recall that the amended law, which was recently enacted after the Assembly vetoed Governor Siminalayi Fubara, transferred the power to appoint the chairman and members of the commission from the governor to the Speaker of the House. In his ruling on the matter, which was filed by the Association of Legal, Legislative Drafting and Advocacy Practitioners, Justice Kariba Dagogo Jack ruled that the amendment violated the Constitution. Justice Dagogo Jack said the Constitution grants the exclusive right to appoint members of board, commissions and institutions, including the State's Assembly Service Commission, to the executive governors of the state, and that the appointment must be confirmed by the State House of Assembly. The judge described the action of the Martin Amihule-led House of Assembly as an attempt to usurp the responsibility of the executive. Now, appeal court sitting in Port Harcourt has adjourned till June 20th, a matter brought before it by the chairman of Opobonkoro local government area, Clifford Kukigam, against the other council chairman. Earlier, the court appeal presided over by Justice B.B. Aliyu heard the matter between Martin Amihule and Victor Okojumbo. Moving on, the Rivers State SDP governorship candidate in the last election, Magnus Abe, has again called on his supporters to be committed in their support to President Bola Tinubu. Senator Magnus Abe said this while addressing his supporters from Port Harcourt and Obiakpo local government area yesterday. He charged his supporters to be firm and ignore any distraction.
We are going with Tinubu. Wike is the leader, the driver of Tinubu's bus in Rivers State. And so we are entering the bus. A, B, C, D, E, F. That's what it is. That is the strategy. There is nothing else. So let us go with one mind and do the best that we know how to do. Your performance, if people like Barrister Bob said, of course it's politics. There must be quacking, there must be pushing, there must be shoving. If you don't see that in politics, are you in the right politics?
Senator Abe also maintained that he owes no one apology for following and supporting the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike.
There is no point beating around the bush. If any other group had gone into this alliance, we would have been isolated. To Today, we are the ones in the alliance. They are isolated. We are citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have our voters card. We have our right. And we have taken a decision. Let us go and implement it properly. This entire structure now working under the leadership of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Period.
And now, an indigene of Orakwo community in Rumeme Kingdom in Obiakpo local government area, Clinton Wenkorum, has condemned the activities of some individuals from the community who barricaded the entrance of the Nigerian Ajib Oil Company. Mr. Wenkorum, in an interview with our correspondent, said it is not true that the Nigerian Ajib Oil Company has neglected the community. Now, he said the Yechi Weli that led the protest is the major beneficiary of the company.
I want to condemn the activities of a group of individuals in the community called Mboshibili, led by Wele Yechi, aka Gaddafi, who barricaded the Nigeria Ajib Oil Company gate, disrupting the lawful activities of Nigeria Ajib Oil Company. I am proud to say that Nigeria Ajib Oil Company has done very well in Rumeme Kingdom and Orakwo, her immediate host. With facts and figures, we have over 100 employment from Ajib since 2019 to date. Directly and indirectly, the records are there. Gaddafi and his cohort action is driven by selfish interest and a sense of self-entitlement.
Also speaking, the president of Rumeme Youth, Ohwonogu Yeche, said the protest was instigated by Yeche Weli because he was not given a job as the cluster head in Ajib.
Because there is no place in Rumeme that is called Mboshimi. Our name is Orakwo Community. Mr. Weli Yeche, he doesn't have that right to call for the sack of some Ajib staff. Before now, he is the only man doing all the jobs in Ajib. He didn't go to radio and say the Ajib is using him to keep people in the village because he did not get the job as a cluster head. Now he is calling that Ajib is killing people. So we are calling on the police, the security agencies to look into this matter and invite Mr. Weli Yeche.
Recall that some stakeholders, youth and women group from Mboshim in the community led by the CDC chairman Yeche Weli on Monday barricaded the entrance of the Nigerian Ajib Oil Company in protest over alleged marginalization and the awarding of surveillance contracts to individuals terrorizing their community. Still to come, group reacts to plans by River State government to upgrade psychiatric hospital in Rumibu. Stay with us. Ohwanda Village Council says the purported coronation of Nnamdi Nsirim as Inyenweli Rumeme Kingdom by Larry Nyechi from Oroakwo community should be disregarded by the public, as the custom and tradition of Rumeme Kingdom was not properly followed. The council, in a statement, urged the public to also disregard the announcement made by Aso Ohwanda, where he addressed himself as the head of Oluchi Womba Ohwanda royal family, saying it is false. It said the current head of Oluchi Womba Ohwanda royal family is Chief Chinedu Amadi Dikogo. It said the Inyenweli Rumeme is domiciled solely and rotational among the Akwaka, Oluchi Womba Ohwanda, and Ekena royal families, and it's the sole right of Rumubakani community to select the new Inyenweli Rumeme and not persons or bodies from other communities in Rumeme Kingdom. It said the coronation of any new Inyenweli of Rumeme has always been done in the ancient traditional hall of Rumubakani community. The statement was signed by Chief Chinedu Amadi Dikogo of Oluchi Womba Ohwanda family, Elder Risia Yenwene of Yenwene subfamily, and Dr. Amehule Ohwanda of Wosi subfamily, all in Rumubakani community. Away from that, a group CGS says there is jubilation in Obiakpo local government area, especially in Rumibo, over plans by the River State government to upgrade the psychiatric hospital in the area. In a statement, the group said the contract was awarded to the best indigenous construction firm, Monia Construction Company, MCC. Said the company has the best equipment to compete with international companies in other developed countries in the world. The group further commended plans by the state government to build a new general hospital in Obiakpo local government area. It said the award of the contract to MCC has renewed the hope of residents in the local government, in line with the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration. The group also said that the paramount ruler of Rumibo clan, Ezebili Ohwanda, expressed gratitude to the governor for his benevolence, broad, calm, detribalized mindset, and a show of sense of responsibility for rebuilding what he called the long-abandoned psychiatric hospital, which he said has caused high damage to Rivers youth. In other news, the Chief Elders Youth and Women FINIMA on Monday held the 3rd anniversary program to remember the June 10 attack of their peaceful protest at NLNG operational base in the area. The natives of FINIMA in Boni local government area of the River State during the event also unveiled the remodeled Holmes Community Memorial Center and tomb that housed some of the artifacts that was brought from the old FINIMA. The Amadabo of FINIMA and the head chief of Boye Omuso Brown Major House, Lambert Dagogo Brown, addressing the crowd, wondered why no effort by the government and the traditional institution to relieve their pains 3 years after they were attacked by the neighboring community.
The graves upon which the plant is sitting and being hosted is FINIMA. In our demand for what we deserve by law, and when we went out peacefully to protest, the kind of gruesome attack, brutality our people face, but same our brothers from the neighborhood, is strange to us. Till today, no authority, the traditional leaders, local government, nobody have come to ask what happened, and we know who sent them. So it's a concern to us. Nobody is asking. We tried a lot of ways, we even report to the House of Rep, didn't yield any result, and so we have no option than to go to the federal court in Abuja, and to the glory of God, we won.
Some of the invited dignitaries, including the Amayanabo of ancient Ifoko, His Royal Highness King Emmanuel Stephen, the paramount ruler of Elele Alemini, His Royal Highness Eze Peter Nwabara, and Jude Tabai, the representative of Asari Dokubo, all spoke on the need for oil-producing communities in the Niger Delta region not to be denied their legitimate benefits.
This is gross injustice and it is unacceptable. I want to call on the government to critically and objectively look at the yearnings of our brothers, benefit from the sacrifices made by their forebears.
Ilela Limini is an oil-producing community. So we share the pains of feeding my people because we are also yearning to get the dividends of what is found in our environment. If you go to the Aru areas and you come to this side, you begin to wonder whether you are in two different worlds, but it's the same environment. Those who are exploiting our resources, enjoying the goodness of what nature can provide, should also have that magnanimity of ensuring that their host community do not suffer what we are suffering.
This is a struggle for everybody. It's not just about FINIMA. We fought for resource control and we can't be fighting ourselves over the local resource controls.
Correspondent Bureau reports that the chairman of the committee that organized the anniversary, Dr. Kaba Brown, one of the victims during the 2021 June 10 attack, the youth president and women leader of the FINIMA, explained reasons the community will not forget the alleged conspiracy between NLNG and their neighbors. On the international scene, Hamas says it has submitted its response to the U.S.-backed plan for a ceasefire in Gaza, with a senior group official saying that it still requires an Israeli commitment.
The executives, members, and the entire family of Ozinotu Progressive Club of Nigeria heartily congratulate our